In this episode of the Traveling Sportsman, we'll be traveling to Steinhatchee, Florida for some scalloping with Captain Les.
And we're heading to Keaton Beach, Florida to hang out with our friend Ashley, who's going to take us sandbar hopping and also to do some fishing. We're also going to check out a local food truck at the marina and some local drinks.
Stay with us.
This particular area in Florida is known for fishing, and it's normally a little bit quieter, a sleepier fishing village. But during scallop season, it really comes alive and gets really busy.
We met up with Captain Les at Sea Hag Marina. Captain Les came highly recommended to us through a mutual friend. It was exciting to get the chance to meet him because I'd heard a lot about him. This was a guy that even fixed up his own center console to do his guiding out on the Steinhatchee River. The water was clear, the sun was bright. We had the perfect makings for a great day.
The ride out was fantastic. There were beanbag chairs in the back of the boat, which we had never had before, which kept your center of gravity low and made the ride out really comfortable.
So Captain Les spent a lot of time with us, telling us a lot about scallops. We had been before, but this was the first time we'd been out with a guide, which is really a game changer for us.
When you're looking for the scallops, sometimes they'll have the dirty side up, and then they're pretty camouflaged. So what you want to do is look for them moving around and open and closing like that, filtering the water. And then also you can see the little blue eyes. Those reflect really strong with the sun, and that makes it easy to see. And also they'll be white side up. So you just look for that odd shape in that grass, because they stand up pretty good if you know what to look for.
Awesome. And so we just dive down, reach our hand out, and hope for the best, right?
Hope for the best.
It's the most fun Easter egg hunt you will ever go on.
I knew Laura wouldn't be getting in first, so it was up to Captain Les and I to gear up and jump in.
It was really beautiful the way the light reflected underwater. It almost looked electric.
Here comes Les with the first scallop of the day. Look at that beauty.
So these things are not really easy to find in the water. Sometimes they're in really big groups, but a lot of times you're looking between grass to try to find them. Now, something you should know about Laura is she is not a fan of being out in big water. In fact, even in lakes, she doesn't like to get out and swim. So today was going to be a big moment for her to get out and do some swimming in bigger water. So the moment comes, Laura sees her first scallop there. She dives down to go get it.
It does not look very graceful, but I managed to get my first scallop. After you get your first scallop, it's really pretty easy now that you know what you're doing. And you have this great bag with you that you can put your scallops in and keep going. But don't get me wrong, it really is a lot of work, and we were definitely ready to take a little break. So we decided to head back to the boat and talk to Captain Les some more about the scallops.
Awesome. So if we scallop a certain area, do we need to come back to that area more than once? Is there a good chance there will be more scallops, or have we wiped it clean?
You can go back to that same spot over and over again, because they usually hang out underneath the grass, and the only ones you see are the ones on the surface filtering the water.
Okay, so I'm not somebody that likes to get in this kind of water to begin with, so I'm a little nervous about this. What kinds of things do I need to be aware of? What other wildlife is out there?
The only thing to really worry about stepping on would be stingrays and sea urchins.
Okay.
Other than that, if you just float around on a life jacket or something, make it comfortable, you can just float over the grass. It's very calm and relaxing.
So I don't have to get my feet on the floor and dig down in the grass.
You can just float over it.
Floating sounds good to me. Okay.
The pool noodles help.
Okay. So bring your pool noodles and your snorkel gear and come see Captain Les.
After our break, we jumped back in for some more scalloping. We did take a moment to watch Captain Les work. He is fast. It's kind of humorous because we'd come back with our 3 or 4 scallops and he'd come back with a whole bag full.
The basic gear that you need to go scalloping is basically a snorkel set. So you've got to get some fins that you can put on. Just slide these on over your feet. And what's awesome about these fins, especially if you don't like to touch the bottom like me, is when you're floating, you can point the tip of the fin down into the ground and you never have to touch the bottom. They will also help you cover a lot of distance so you can catch more scallops. You can also get these little water socks that you can easily put your fins on and off with and also touch the bottom if you want to. And then you've got your basic snorkel gear. So a good mask, a good tube. Make sure your tube has a stopper so that when you see a scallop, you take a deep breath and you have to plunge down to the bottom and reach with your hand. So what you do is take a deep breath, stick your rear end up in the water like a pike and go straight down. And when you do that, the plunger will stop the water from getting in your tube. So make sure you get a good tube with a plunger at the top. Other than that, just some sunscreen and a good guide.
So after an excellent long day, we finish up and head back to Sea Hag Marine.
It was 5 o'clock somewhere and we were all ready for a cold drink. So we were excited to head back to the marina and check out this cool tiki bar that was there. It looked like the perfect place to end our day and raise a glass with Captain Les and cheers to the perfect afternoon. After a long day on the water, we really did not feel like cleaning the scallops. So we went back to Sea Hag Marina, where fortunately Stephen made friends with Tristan, who works in the family business cleaning scallops. And Tristan was able to clean 6 gallons of our catch in about 30 minutes. Tristan's family runs the scallop cleaning business at the marina, and like any good kid whose family has a business, he's worked in the family biz during the summers for several years now. He can clean about 30 to 40 pounds per person at one time. This guy is amazing. I mean, he doesn't even look at what he's doing. He's that good. Cuts the meat out, tosses it into the bowl. Bada bing, he's done. And then he just keeps on going. Even though we weren't cleaning them ourselves, Tristan was nice enough to give us a quick lesson.
Alright, if you're right-handed, you want the dark side up. And you go in, you cut it off top of the shell, and you got your guts and your meat. You just take it, pull it right over the meat, cut the meat out. And the meat doesn't sit in the middle of the shell. It sits on either side, so if you're right-handed, the meat will sit right here. If you're left-handed, it will sit right here.
And we're gonna go check out this food truck because we heard that they will fry your fresh scallops. This is everything we just caught and got clean, and now we're gonna drop it off in the fryer. Good, how are y'all? I heard you could fry my fresh stuff.
Yes, I can. $7 a person. How many people are there? Right.
Thank you. It doesn't get much better than this. Fresh from the sea, right off the boat into the fryer. Thank you.
Thank you. Give me about 3 minutes and I'll have it right up.
All right, I'm going in. Oh, it's so good. It's really hot.
Wait for it. Here comes the happy dance.
It can't get fresher than that.
Happy dance.
You want another beer?
It's good. It's hot. It's fresh. It's barely fried. It's delicious.
The next day, we went out with a good friend of ours, Ashley. who has a boat and does a lot of fishing in this area. We're also going to spend a little time and head out to a sandbar. Perfect place to relax, have a drink. There's even a surprise way to keep Laura in some shade.
And we're going to go out, maybe do a little scalloping, a little trout fishing. We're coming out of Keaton.
Up on a flat section of water, gonna try to do some trout fishing. Get one on the boat.
It's a beautiful day on the water. The sky is blue, and after an easy ride out, we're expecting to have some excitement. We have known Ashley for quite a while, and anytime you're with Ashley on his boat, you're bound to have some antics.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Get him!
Yeah.
Oh, I caught a fish!
Get him, Laura!
little fish!
Boat him! Boat him!
What do I do with it?
Boat him!
What is it?
You have to hold it really far out away from you. It's a little black bass.
Hey, first fish of the boat, right here. First fish, a little black bass. Woo!
Look how big that fish is when you hold him close to the camera.
Big.
If you hold the fish real close to the camera, it's eating Laura's head right now.
It happens.
I love inshore fishing. You never know what's going to bite the end of your line. There's so many things to be caught out there. But it wasn't long before we heard on the radio from Captain Les, who was nearby, and decided to make a quick run out to a nearby sandbar. We decided to wrap up day 2 with a golf cart ride through Keaton Beach. What a funky fishing village this place is. There's beautiful homes, and right next door there'll be a bait shop, and on the other side there'll be a crabber. We ride down to the beach and find a beachfront pavilion where we decide to sit for day-in drinks. Ashley pulled out his Nelson bag that he uses to crush ice for our gin and tonics.
Since we like to look for local food and drinks whenever we travel, it was a perfect fit that St. Augustine gin was one of Ashley's favorites.
Keaton Beach and Steinhatchee were a big success for us for scalloping and for fishing. Highly recommend that you check it out. If you've never been scalloping before, it's a great sport to try, and that's a great area to try it.
This is Stephen and Laura with the Traveling Sportsmen, wondering, why haven't you gone?